My name is Michael Araneta and I represent IDC Financial Insights in the Asia-Pacific region. Today I will talk about a report we just published on our top 10 predictions for the Asia-Pacific banking industry in 2012, which identifies the top trends that will impact business and technology decisions in the upcoming year. The document complements our annual Top 10 Strategic IT Initiatives report, which focuses on the banking industry's key priorities and the shifts in IT spend growth across different business technology areas. The initiatives report will be released in January 2012. To some extent, our predictions document shatters several myths about the banking industry in the upcoming year. The report talks about how, despite the escalating crisis in Western markets and the increasingly gloomy market conditions, the Asia-Pacific region and its banking industry have to be appraised under a different and more hopeful light. Our report corrects several mistaken generalizations about the banking industry. For example, we correct the notion that because of a potentially turbulent year for financial services worldwide, institutions will either fold up or exit the industry, leaving fewer players to compete across the regions, including the Asia-Pacific. However, our first prediction presents trends to the contrary, that even more institutions will jump into the fray in the region, driving yet more competition even in already mature banking markets or banking subsectors. The region's vast underbanked segments, rising affluence, and industry fiscal liberalization will continue to raise the appeal for local as well as international players. We have seen a 5.8% growth in the number of banking institutions from 2010 to 2011. We expect about the same growth in 2012. In recent reports as well as in this predictions report, we discussed the emergence of Asia-Pacific super regionals, highlighting how homegrown banks are building significant region-wide platforms. In 2012, Asia-Pacic's 8 top super regionals are foreseen to either open or scale up operations in India and China and in other select markets. We also see banks from Japan, Korea, and Taiwan that are showing the first signs of super-regional ambitions. The Asian super-regionals are becoming credible competitors to global players such as Citi, UBS, Credit Suisse, HSBC, and Standard Chartered. At the height of the 2008 crisis, some of these global players retreated from the Asia-Pacific to focus on their home markets. Quickly enough, they saw this as a misstep. As Western home markets bear the brunt of the euro debts, it is evident that the Asia-Pacific is still a reliable source of revenue growth in the short term and represents their next phase of growth in the long term. In the area of IT spending, which is talked about by our second prediction, we expect banks' internal and external IT budgets to expand by an average of 7% in 2012. The 7% average is lower than what we have been accustomed to seeing from the region in the past years. Obviously, this is reflective of a wait-and-see mindset taking hold in the industry at large. Everything won't be boring for IT providers. We encourage vendors to take a more thorough look into several select institutions that are not swayed so much by peer pressure to be as cheap as possible, but are preparing instead to spend significantly higher than the industry. There are also some industry segments and functional IT areas that will see robust IT spending growth, and we cite 5 areas. First, large geographically dispersed markets will push regional IT spending up as banks strive for more scale and throughput in their operations. Second, we see that mid-sized banks in general will see higher spending as they see this period of economic turbulence as a chance to make it to the big leagues. They will be spending on IT accordingly. Third, while the focus of investments will shift away from whole of core banking investments to discrete and selective upgrades of key core banking modules, we still expect a healthy pipeline of core banking systems related spending. This spending, however, will be phased through several years. Fourth, core banking projects will have a lot of follow-on spending around channels, business process management, and product management systems. And fifth, investments in risk management and compliance will be strong, representing a second round of spending on critical systems and processes that will allow banks to cope with adverse economic conditions. For more information about this report, please visit our website.